All right. So, the very first step that happens is we click go live. And then the next step that happens is I share us live. I share us live. We are live. And that is how the show begins. And then the very last thing I got to do is hit record. All right. So, it's on the page if you want to share it on your. And you want to turn the volume down because that's not how professionals do it.
I'm pressing the volume button and it's still not. Literally, there's no volume button popping up.
Okay, hit record. Matt with the big ol' sigh. Hey, Olga. Thanks for smiling, facing us not actually doing a show. Aw, thanks. I like my shirt too.
Makes no sense.
Matt is having some technical issues. Yeah, this is a very 90s shirt. I actually got it like a Ross because I figured only
You can do the intro while I set this up.
No, I'm going to talk to our 5 viewers right now. Oh, hey, Barbie. Your mom says hi.
Yay.
Yeah, I got this at Ross, and I figured insane people normally don't buy this, so it ends up going to the discount rack, and that's where I swoop in and get it for cheaper prices. Matt can't figure out the volume button on his tablet. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, here we go.
But I can't see like their comments or anything. I don't know why that's like that.
It should pop up. There should be an option for you to see comments.
Yeah, look, see.
Because you have comments turned off. One button fix, ladies and gentlemen. One button fix. And old Samsel here figured it out. Glenn goes, that's for the best that you don't see the comments. All right, here we go. Hey, Matt.
Kenny.
So I noticed you got a laundry basket sitting next to us here in the studio here. And when I walked in, I saw a lot of paw prints going around. So I figured, oh, Matt must be in the middle of cleaning his place.
Yes.
But you know what you can do?
So many paw prints on the floor.
But in order for you to not have to worry about it, one of the things that you can do is contact our friends at Her Majesty Services, and they'll be able to come in, clean up your entire place, no more paw prints on the ground. That laundry basket, no longer here. They don't actually fold it. They just throw it away.
It's just gone.
Yeah, it's just gone. No, but check out Jennifer and Ashley, owners of Her Majesty Services. They've owned it since the beginning. They've been pretty much lifelong friends. But they'll come in. They can clean your house. You can do it a one-off. You can make it a regular thing. Even if you have a business, you can actually get them to clean up your business. If you're moving, if you're going to move into a house, selling your house, they'll clean it all.
But to be clear, asterisk, they ain't in the business of cleaning your business, if you know what I mean.
Listen, I don't want to speak for them, but I'm pretty sure if you slipped them enough money, they might be able to do some cleanup work in your life, if you will.
Let's get this show.
They're gonna hate this. Her Majesty Services. Check out HerMajestyServices.com. Get your place cleaned today and get your business taken care of. That has nothing to do with them. Just word to the wise. Do it. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are seven acknowledged wonders of the world. You are about to witness the eighth.
I don't know if I should be upset. Proud. Reading the chat here, we got a lot of pre-show.
We should just not even do show. Just pre-show.
But our friend Olga, who's a private chef, has her own little private chef business, just straight up does a flirt shout out for it. I'm like, I like the hustle. I like the hustle.
That's
You advertise
fine.
the
Look,
business.
There's whatever you
But
want.
here's the thing: we're not getting a cut.
No, I don't. I don't care
The
about
old,
none of that.
the old two moves.
I don't get a
of this
cut. I
action.
get a cut of absolutely zero. In fact, I don't even know what the cut is here.
You're the business department. You should probably know what the cut is.
I'm just gonna check in at the end of the year and just see the numbers, go over the numbers, and say, looks good to me.
Welcome, guys. Two Moves. This is the special episode. You know that, right?
Because it's been a while.
It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. I'm pretty sure I made that joke before. Without a dope beat to step to. Guys, it's what we've all been waiting for.
This is our last episode.
Two Moves. Episode 69.
What are we, kids? What are we, high schoolers?
Had I had more time, I probably would have edited some sort of like special music for this.
You
but I
can
didn't.
always go back and do that.
Too much work. I'm Kenny.
I'm Matt.
Thank you guys for joining us. We do have a lot to talk about. It has been a bit. Again, my work has been crazy. If you've been following me on social media, we do want to talk about this first and foremost. We're going to get a little serious for a bit. Our friend and sponsor, but mostly friend, Amber, over at Classic Man Cuts. She cuts Matt and I's hair. I know I joke about Matt getting the old number 2, but honestly, Matt and I like spend at least an hour and a half to 2 hours
so
with
many
her.
compliments.
Exactly.
In fact, I bought a gift card for my brother
Yeah.
to go use, completely paid for. I said, just make an appointment, go and get a haircut from Amber. And he went and got a haircut. Tip top.
Yeah, taken care of. I suck at growing beards, but Amber makes it to where my beard actually looks somewhat decent. No, she's fantastic. But we found out recently that Amber has been diagnosed with breast cancer. She got a lump, and they are checking it out, and unfortunately, it has been diagnosed. Now, the good news is it's caught very early, but she will be undergoing a double mastectomy in order to take care of all that, and all signs are pointing that the surgery should be able to take care of it, and that she shouldn't have to go through intensive chemo or anything like that. But because of that, she won't be able to do some hair cutting. Now, this won't happen until next month, probably, but when she doesn't cut hair, she doesn't make money.
Right.
And it's not one of those like, oh my God, she's going to be homeless, kicked out of her house or anything. But what I would love to do, Move Troop, is Matt and I want to organize being able to buy gift cards for her. And what that does is when you buy gift cards from her, it's not just like flat out donating money or anything like that.
It's not buying gift cards for her. It's buying gift cards from her.
From her to use her in the future.
Right.
So this isn't some sort of handout. It's not some sort of like, oh, she's, boo-hoo,
Yeah.
she's getting money. But it does give her cash in hand now, so she doesn't have to worry about the next couple of months, because she'll probably be going a couple months without being able to cut hair. We want to collect that, again, if you're able to, go there in person, buy the gift
It's
card
so easy.
direct from her.
She fills it out for you, however much you want to buy. Just say, hey, I want to buy ahead for ahead of time
a
for
haircut
two haircuts,
or a haircut and tip or whatever it is you want to do. And here's the thing: if you're not local or you can't swing by, send us. We put that information on our Facebook page, but you can always PayPal us to show@twomoves.com. Just show@twomoves.com or twomoves@gmail.com because we're cheap like that. But twomoves@gmail.com. PayPal us or send us any amount of money. That money will all go into a collective. We're going to buy some gift cards, and here's what we'll do. If we get enough gift cards coming from our listeners, we will give out these haircuts to our listeners.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be anything selfish that Matt and I are just getting our
right.
haircut.
No, I plan on going by there and getting like prepaying.
Yeah,
some.
so Matt and I are going to take care of that, but we would love the Move Troop to step up and help out Amber. Again, not just a sponsor, but an awesome friend. She's a cool person.
Have you ever gone and gotten a haircut and it's just some random person and you don't know what to talk about and it's awkward? That's not her. Like, I can tell you from going to Amber over the years now, great friend, talk about anything, it's basically like catching up in the barbershop. She's always got some funny stories. I have, updates on stuff. She'll ask me like, hey, whatever happened to this? Or, you were telling me about that.
And she remembers that you and I are basically BFFs for life. So she'll talk to me and be like, hey, what happened with Matt and so-and-so? Or then, ask you, it's like, is Kenny still out on the road?
Yeah.
So she's fantastic. And she's hilarious too. She doesn't put up with our shit, to be honest. Like, we'll sit there and she'll just be like, she'll call us out on it. But again, in a loving, fun way. So yes, please help us out. PayPal us, twomoves@gmail.com, show@twomoves.com. Or if you just always reach out to us, you can always chat with us on Facebook or text us, whatever, and we'll organize it up. We'll get some gift cards and we'll be able to dish them out to our listeners. Again, whole point of it is so she has cash in hand to help her through the next couple of months. I know as a show we can pull this off, and we will rock and roll with that. So That's the serious out of the way. Now it's time for the pee-pee and poo-poo.
And boy, do we have a lot of it for you tonight.
But yeah, you can always interact with the show in any way possible. Again, show at twomoofs.com. You could always text us, 347-MY-MOOFs, and then you could always interact on our Facebook page. We do have a couple of texts and messages. We did get a text. With all these reality series based on jobs and professions, has there ever been a show that made you want to think about switching careers? And the example, it's like, well, hey, have you ever been like, I want to quit my job and I want to become a crab fisherman in Alaska? Like, has there ever been a reality show or a documentary?
I know at some point I had said to myself, like when the Alaskan, crab show was on, I thought to myself, could I do it?
Yeah.
I feel like it would suck. It's cold. I hate the cold. You're going to be wet, sleeping on a boat.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But the money.
You get
Oh, the
bank. And I was just like, you know what? I think I could put up with it. I think it would be one of those things where, like, mentally you just have to stay the course, but then afterwards you're like, I will never do that ever again.
There was a part of me, I mean, granted, I know it was going to be overworked and overpopulated, but there's a part of me that's like, I wonder if I can go to a storage facility, plunk down $500 and see if I can make back a couple
We should
thousand.
do that. What if we went to an auction?
2 moves and we just buy one?
I will fund the auction.
You are the business department, yes.
And we record it and we see what we got, and maybe some of our listeners will buy some of the crap that we find.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh.
If only
Pencil it in for later.
Pencil it in?
Pencil it in for later.
We'll punkle it in later.
Pencil it in. So another show that I've watched and I thought, I bet I could. And I've always said this even before the shows is I think I would be a good realtor.
Okay.
When I watch New York $1 Million Listings
Love
or
It or
whatever,
List It and all that stuff.
I love watching that because I'm like, man, that's a great house. I bet I could sell that stuff.
Okay.
But the problem is to get to that level, it's all networking.
Yeah.
One of our buddies, Devon,
Yep.
he's a realtor and he knows how to network crazy. You cannot go out downtown with Devon and get a drink without him running into at least 10 people he knows.
I completely agree. There's another one, Below Deck, where it was like, those people that work on those luxury yachts or whatever.
Okay, yeah. That'd be fun.
At the end of each episode, they always do like the cash payout. It's like, they decided to tip us $30,000. That means it's a $7,000 cut for every single crew member. And I'm like, 3 days of work? That's incredible.
The thing for me with that is I would grow to resent the people
of course.
On there.
1,000%.
I would want to live in the luxury of the yacht.
I would just sit there because that there's some rich bougie people that are just super annoying and you have to like cater to their every need. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't do that.
Now, if I were the captain, completely different story. I think that can, if you're the one that's, taking care of the billionaire family.
Yeah.
I would grow resentful. But if I was the captain of the ship, you're the one you're like, look, you sit down. You are not to get off this boat. I'm the cap. Don't go in the water right now. It's choppy. Whatever.
Are you gonna tell him, look at me?
Yeah,
look at
I'm
me?
the captain now.
Right.
And I know you can hear my dog barking outside right now.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring him back in.
Alf's running amok.
How do you think you could cover? Okay, at the next intro to our next bit where the music's playing, I'm gonna go let him in, see if I can get back before.
The next music won't be till our news segment, so it'll be a bit. But here, we'll do one more topic, and then I can monologue. On our Facebook page, Facebook Nick chimes in, goes, pretty much your propensity, the curse always gets you when it comes to food. Your food always gets messed up. I've experienced it. I've had some food messed up on my own, but he goes, Chinese takeout places are almost, and he's not talking about Panda Express or like Payway, because Chinese takeout places, those hole in the walls, pretty much has never messed up an order.
I would agree with that.
Really?
I think it's very unlikely that you'll ever get an order screwed up.
You
may not get all like the duck sauce or soy sauce you want,
but the order itself.
The order is always right.
I completely agree. Rick did chime in, says he's had it messed up once, but it's super rare. But then I'm thinking, what do they mess up? It's so simple what they do. What could they potentially mess up in that order?
There's only like 3 things you need to know when they're ordering: what protein you're getting, white rice or fried rice.
Or lo mein.
Or lo mein.
Yep.
And then what, condiments aside, egg roll or no?
Or if you have any appetizers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There aren't that much to customize.
Like, okay, pork, white rice, egg roll.
But
Boom.
but
That's
even
all you
then,
got to know.
Some people who get the fried rice, they're like, oh, can I get it with no carrots or no peas or whatever?
No.
But there are people who request that. They still get it right every time. They're like, oh, yeah, batch of fried rice, no this,
Yeah.
no that, or extra this, extra that. So I'm actually, that's a very good point. I think, is there any other genre? So it's weird because the curse also goes to the food's not available. Because I was going to say ice cream places are pretty good about not messing up your order.
Yeah, because they do it right in front of you.
Exactly. But ice cream places
I will,
are
you know what? I
more
will
were
say
out.
this. Just yesterday, my sister-in-law, she ordered Chipotle and got a quesadilla, right?
You couldn't think of the
I
word
don't know. I
quesadilla.
couldn't think of it.
I blinked on quesadilla.
Got Uber Eats,
Yeah.
sent, delivered, whatever. Opens it up, no quesadilla, but it's got the rice and the black beans, no quesadilla inside.
Interesting.
When you here's a big gripe that they had.
Mm-hmm.
If you call Chipotle to try and complain or get a refund, you cannot get anybody on the phone.
Interesting.
100%, it's all automated. You cannot get anybody on the phone.
I've never had to do that
right.
before.
If you try to call a local store, you can't get any on the
we
phone.
should do it. We should try that right now.
Yeah. I mean, so
Here,
my brother told me he had to go up there
Oh yeah, physically.
and
yeah?
and say like, hey, what's the deal here? Like, why didn't whatever? And they're like, oh well, we'll give you, we're gonna make another one for you, and we're gonna refund it. And he's like, yeah, but I've now had to come up here in my time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
he worked it all out. But he did tell me in a fit of rage, he grabbed an empty bag that was on the counter and just threw it on the ground. He goes, "There's nothing in it." He goes, "I just threw it on the ground."
Look at that
An
toddler.
empty bag, an empty
he, a
an
toddler?
empty Chipotle bag, threw it on the ground.
So here's the thing, and Glenn brings up a good point. It's like the hole in the walls are typically the way to go because they're so reliant on your patronage that they probably. That's why the Chinese restaurants like do get it right.
How
so much.
often have you had a pizza place screw up your pizza?
Frequently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like maybe it's just because I order very simple stuff like just pepperoni or just like chicken
Maybe.
on it and that's it.
I will say the last time I got pizza, it was one of those where I ordered it and then I ordered it online. I picked it up, and when they did it, it was 3 pizzas, and 2 of the pizzas were correct. One of them, they gave me the wrong pizza, but it was one of those where it's like, oh, this is completely the wrong pizza.
For a
And
different person?
But they couldn't tell if it was for a different person. But I'm just gonna make this up. Let's say it was like a sausage and cheese, and they gave me like pepperoni,
Okay.
And they're sitting there and they're like, you know what? We never even made that sausage and cheese. So you know what? Keep that pepperoni. We're gonna quickly make yours right now. So I ended up getting 4 pizzas for the price of 3. I just had to wait the
That's nice.
8 minutes or whatever to do it. But so the drawback to the hole in the wall place, and we've experienced this before, and this mostly goes towards bars. Like, let's say they mess up something at a bar. Like, I had a reservation once for my birthday, and they completely didn't like hold the reservation, so they had to scramble to put tables together or whatever. And
Where
the man,
did that happen at?
that was at Frankenstein's, which is no longer in business. But they came up and they're like, hey, we're so sorry. You're right. I looked at the notes. We were supposed to set this up for you. We didn't. So I'll tell you what, next time we're going to do like a party for 10 and we'll cover the first drink for 10 people.
Yeah.
But then that's that one manager that says that. So the next time you show up with you and 9 of your friends, you better hope that one manager is there.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they aren't there, no one's going to know what the hell you're talking
You're
about.
there to collect.
And now you and 9 of your friends.
How about the
like
one
you've made the promise to 9 of your friends?
It was like the Super Bowl or something, and I ordered a ton. We ordered a ton of wings from this spot downtown, which we love, by the way, and went and picked them up, and it's in one of these big bags. You know, there's
Yeah.
all stacked together. We get back to the apartment, and there's no there's no ranch.
Oh, that's rough.
Or there's no ranch, or there's like one ranch per box, and it was like vastly under ranched.
Yeah.
Okay, called them up and we're like, how are you? We ordered like 100 wings. How did you like? It's either forget the ranch or just not give us any.
Yeah.
Forget it or just only give us like 2. And she's like, oh well, you have to ask for extra or something like that. And so we kind of complained, and we're like, now we have to walk all the way over there, and the Super Bowl's on, you know.
Yeah.
And she goes, you know what? Just we'll give you another, you know, however many wings the next time you're in. Just let us know you're the ranch guys.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we're known. We're like, hey, we're the ranch guys.
But again, that's the one manager.
Like, don't take our name down. Don't write our name down. Don't give us the name of the manager. Just let us know you're the ranch guys.
But so Jennifer brings up a good point. It's like have them do a signed voucher or something. And see, here's the problem with that. If they couldn't even coordinate pushing tables together for a party of 15, what makes you think they're going to have a signed voucher system that's going to be legitimate? Because all they're going to do is print it on like they're going to do that thing where they print the blank receipt where they just hit the button to shoot paper out the receipt machine. They're going to sign and scribble on there. You're not going to know what it says.
What you ought to do is have them like right then and there to
get them on video.
Insist that they send you an email.
No, again, if they
or
can't
text,
even coordinate that, no, you got to get them on video saying, "I, Thomas Smith, manager of the Frankensteins,
make them hold a newspaper so they have the
Yep,
date."
Exactly. All right, so we're going to catch up a bit. Again, it's been a while. Thank you again for joining us on this. Again, show at 2moofs.com. 347-MY-MOOFS is our texting address. But yeah, we've been gone for a bit. Again, blame me on that. I've just been on a crazy amount of trips. So last time in between, I was in Dallas. But then since our last show, I've gone to Vegas. I've gone to Jersey City. I'm actually going to Phoenix soon. It's been all over the board. Good, funny enough, not too many crazy stories, but I will say when I was in Vegas, you and I have been to Vegas before, and every time you walk up and down the strip, there's always the guys that are like, "Oh, get some escorts," or it's like, "Oh," or how about "Oh, strip club, come on, get free limo." So this guy,
the business model is they will give you and a bunch of guys a free ride in a limo to the strip club, and like they'll say, "Hey, the entrance fee is like only $10 or something."
Yeah. Or it's like, hey, pay me the $5 each, and I'll hook you up on this. So I'm thinking, okay, it's always going to be like hot ladies, or don't be alone tonight, or who wants to get party. This guy, and I'm gonna use some choice words. So if you have any kids listening, now might be the time to.
You are simply reciting what the guy's pitch was.
This guy, he's walking up and goes, "Come on, gentlemen. Warm titties, nice and warm, nice and warm titties." And then he was like, nice and warm. Who wants them warm? And I'm like, have I been getting cold titties all my life?
Number two, the second question to ask is, who has been giving out the cold?
Yeah, and then I'm like, has the titty temperature really been the compelling factor for me to want to go to a strip club?
What if you took him up on his offer and it was like night and day?
Oh,
you're like, you could have gone, and then we could be having this show, and you're like, Matt, I can't believe it. Right, I've never experienced such warm.
I was gonna be like, you know what, Matt? I had shoulder issues, and I tell you right, you got the nice warm titties pressed up in there, and it alleviated the pain.
Okay, all right. So somewhere there's that strip club, and they're like, there's a backstage area, a locker room. And there's just like heat warmers, and before they come out, they're just standing like maybe 30 seconds, go out, walk around, and then they have to come back in. Like, what if that's just like change? It's a game changer.
The more and more he kept talking, the less and less he talked about the titties, and the more and more he kept focusing on how warm they were.
What if you're like, sir, I prefer
ice cold,
the cold ones,
ice cold. But yeah, so that was my time in Vegas. Matt went to, we're going to talk about a couple of concerts. Matt went to see The Weeknd in Tampa, which was, the concert itself, and I'll let you tell it, but I heard it was good, but it was storm crazy out there.
Oh, well, yeah, first off, it took 3.5 hours to get to Tampa from Orlando, which is just insane.
I hate that drive so much.
But, yeah, the reason we did not go to the openers was because it was supposed to be Doja Cat, and she backed out, so we didn't even know who was going to be
she had a
opening.
bunch of like throat polyps following tonsillitis or whatever.
And it was raining crazy, so the plan was to go and get dinner. I met up with some friends of ours, Nong and his wife.
Yeah.
And
they're in Iceland right now.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
On a 2-week cruise.
That's fantastic.
So, dinner with them, and then went to the concert. Here's a funny thing: as we're driving closer to the stadium, Raymond James Stadium, traffic is insane.
Of course,
we didn't have a parking pass, so it was just one of these: just turn down some side street and park in some guy's yard for $20, whatever it was. And eventually, we start getting closer and closer. And I'm like, guys, we need to pick some place because we're gonna get too far up ahead and there's not going to be anything.
Yeah.
And turning around and navigating back is going to be a pain in the ass. So it's like, hey, look, just pull in here. There's like some 2-story or 3-story office building. Just pull in and just whatever it is, let's just get it. We pull in and the guy looks in the window, is like, all right, it's $40. I see behind him, it's the Morgan & Morgan West Tampa office. And I'm like, what are the chances? And I said, hey, man, I work for Morgan & Morgan. Do I still have to pay? And he goes, man, unfortunately you do. But in the future, if you reach out to me and email me,
so that guy actually worked for...
Well, I asked him, I said, do you work for Morgan & Morgan? He's like, oh, yeah. And I don't really believe him because, let me explain why. But he's like, yeah, you got to email me and I'll put you on the VIP list and you just, park for free for the next thing.
Wait, does he work at a bar in downtown Orlando?
Well, that's the thing. I said, well,
does he have a voucher system?
I was like, so what's your email? And he's like, just email Kip. I'm like,
that's it.
Do you want to give me your email? Just email Kip. And I'm like, my email has my first initial last name and then at forthepeople.com.
So he's
like, just email Kip. So I'm not going to be back for a while, but the next time I do go, I will find what the deal is with this.
Here's what I'm thinking happened. Yes, he works for Morgan & Morgan in the sense that I guarantee someone named Kip is like, hey, I'll pay you $100 if you just handle parking in this garage.
Exactly.
So when he says email Kip, he's thinking, oh, you know Kip, so you clearly know his email address.
Right.
So just email him and he'll hook you up.
He's some third-party contractor that lives right around the corner. He's like, hey, man, if you let me keep half, I'll run this. I'll handle it all.
Nice. So how was the concert?
It was great.
Yeah.
This was a concert that I had wanted to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Since before COVID. It got canceled in Orlando.
Well, because it was supposed to be at the arena.
Right.
And then the rumor is when he did the Super Bowl, he goes, wait, I have a Super Bowl, or I have a football stadium set and show that I can do. So he canceled all of his arena shows to do football stadiums.
So, and it was amazing. We had floor seats.
Great.
We were like 10
That's
rows
awesome.
back. The pyrotechnics, the lighting, there was a giant moon that hung from like the sky. And when I say giant moon, this thing is like incredibly large, and I think it blew up like as a balloon, but it was on the inside. There's a light, so the moon is lit up from the inside, and it looks like a real moon is reflecting, back at you. But the lasers, the light shooting up into the sky, it was incredible. And like every song, here's the thing: he played like 27 songs, like every song that you know of. He played. There's 2 songs that I absolutely wanted to get like really good video because they're like 2 of my favorite songs of his. Each time he was down at the very other end of the stage. Like there's the main stage and then it comes out really long and goes like almost down the entire football field, right? Each time he was down at the very other end. So it's like I have video of like the music playing and him singing, but you can't see him. But beyond that, I mean, it was an incredible show.
That's awesome. Conversely, I went to a show a couple weeks ago. Okay, so here's the thing. You can tell by the shirt I'm wearing, I'm a huge fan of the 90s. And I'm going to put an asterisk on that because they were promoting it as R&B 90s Fest. And I'm like, okay, cool. And because it was going to be Maya, the singer Maya, and the Yin Yang Twins.
Maya, Maya, that song?
No. Okay. And then the Yin Yang Twins. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, Yin Yang Twins, that's not the 90s. That's easily the 2000s.
Okay. It wasn't like 1999?
No. It was put on by a local law firm and not the one you're thinking of because there's the big head guy.
What's funny?
He puts on crazy concerts. Not him.
What's funny is this guy who put on the Yin Yang concert used to be my boss.
So the crazy part is, typically when it's these lawyer produced concerts, they'll go to like the amphitheater or the fairgrounds or something where it's like a full stage. This one was in Apopka and it was the Apopka Amphitheater. And I'm like, I've never heard of it. But as I'm looking it out, I'm like, oh, they do concerts there all the time. But the concerts they do there are like Apopka High School Jazz Band or local, whatever. So I show up and it's food truck galore. So I'm thinking, okay, this is one of those like family friendly outdoor food truck kind of things. And I show up there, and it's a local R&B band, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's singing like some Monica, she's singing some Destiny's Child, some Brandy, and I was like, oh, okay, I
cover
get
band.
the feel and the vibe. And then they get on, and it started. It was advertised between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. 69 episode 69. You're welcome, Shannon. She pointed that out in the chat. So it started from 6 to 9. It's like at around 7 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, it's there. They just struck the stage for this opening act. Maya's gonna come on, and then the Ying Yang Twins. So I go get some food or whatever, and I'm sitting there. Now it's the summertime, and it's bright, bright, bright outside. So at 7:30, when I see that like Maya's band is like all getting in position, and Maya comes out, and it's spectacular. Now. Maya, number one hits on the charts. Lady Marmalade, My Love Is Like Whoa, Case of the X. And I'm sitting there and I look around, I'm like, there's maybe about 200 people here at most. And it got to a point where the way the amphitheater set up, it's lawn seating and then like 20 rows of seats.
Yeah.
The rows of seats, you had to buy a ticket in advance in order to sit there.
Okay.
Well, I'd say maybe a quarter of the seats were actually taken. So they made an announcement before Maya comes on, goes, everyone, just get in the seats. Just come on, everyone in. And I'm like, if I would have paid, and it was like $20, but if I would have paid the $20 and I find out anyone can just come in, I'm going to be upset. She takes the stage. She's spectacular.
Okay.
Still got it. She's like 42 years old, but still got it like she's 20. Everyone gets out of their seats and ends up like flooding the stage anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So there's good energy.
Yeah, but what was great is, again, you're talking about like a mom and pop amphitheater that a high school jazz band would play. So like I could literally like jump and high five her if she reached out. Like that's how close we were. So that was fun. She goes, and then, the sun's setting, and I was like, okay, cool. Ying Yang Twins coming up. I'm probably not going to stick around for the whole thing. I'm going to just catch a couple of their songs, and I'm noticing it's getting darker and darker and darker, and the stage doesn't have any lights on it. In fact, I'm looking around, I'm like, huh.
Like no production.
There's no production other than the built-in speakers that were in there. And again, for Maya, it wasn't bad because she just had like a couple of guitars and a drummer. But the drummer you could hear without needing amplification. So Ying Yang Twins finally come out and they start off with Whistle While You Twerk.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this is fun. But again, if you've ever heard any Ying Yang Twin song, it's just a beat and them going like the entire time. So they're just running around on stage, and I'm like, okay, this is fun. People are getting into it. More songs that I'm recognizing. But then the sun sets, and there are no lights on stage, and it literally looks like a house party that two people decided, hey, we're going to plug in our boombox and just rap along
and it's all Ying Yang Twins.
And it was the Ying Yang Twins. But then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, everyone's having fun. You cannot see anything on stage because
that's why everyone's got to turn their phones
black
around and turn on the lights.
And I sat there and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You're telling me that they probably, and I'm not saying that they're going to be like millions of dollars, but knowing the concert industry, Maya was probably at least $10,000 to $20,000. Ying Yang Twins probably around the same amount.
Okay.
This
You're
lawyer
telling me
spent probably $50,000 if you include like the park and the permits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now
were there fireworks?
No, there were not fireworks.
Okay. I've had to try and get fireworks at a thing, and that's tough.
But I will say they made some of their money back because they were selling spots for the food truck. So they probably defrayed some of the costs, and they were collecting money for charity. So I'm sure they were writing it off as canned foods for charity. But I'm thinking, man, if you're the Ying Yang Twins, and you got to look at your career and be like, we're playing at an Apopka amphitheater with no lights. And it's like they used to go on tour and like with Usher and Lil Jon and like go in arenas, sold out crowds, getting paid hundreds of thousands. And now
But that's like 20 years ago, man.
Apopka Amphitheater, pitch black, just rapping their songs.
Let me ask you this, Kenny.
To less than 100 people.
Have you ever performed at any amphitheater?
Yes, when I was 8 years old at the Cocoa, it's at Cocoa Village, and we did our little Christmas pageant. And I was.
We also played at my mom's backyard for a Christmas party.
We did, and Marcus Briggs got drunk.
I can't speak to that.
We were in high school.
I can't speak to that.
Anyway, it was just really weird. Like we when I found out you went to the weekend. and it's like full stage production, full
that
stadium.
that was like,
and it was sold out. And
Sold
then
out for
I
sure.
went to see Maya and Ying Yang Twins to a crowd of 200 people, pitch black. I'm like, you and I have very diverse concert experiences.
so moving on, because I want to get to this story that incredible to me. Shifting gears.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, which
what-
one is this? Because you have two. You have two of them. Should we just skip one and save it for later?
let's go with the soda fountain.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do the dog one later.
Okay. The dog one's kind of short, but okay. I go to Firehouse Subs
Yes.
and got my drink, and if you recall, at Firehouse Subs, there's one of those machines that you can select on the screen, like 40 different 40 different drinks.
The Coke Freestyle. Yeah.
You have the Dr. Peppers, the lemonades, the Powerades,
And
like Dr. Pepper has like 5 different variations.
Every single one has 5 different flavors.
There's a lady in front of me, and just for story purposes,
I might
and
argue. I already can see where this is going. I might argue with you on this one. But yes, continue.
Hold on, what do you think happened?
No. Just continue. I'll let you know. if
This
it's what I thought.
lady was a larger lady.
Okay.
She was on the phone, and she had what was equivalent to a big gulp.
Okay.
That she must have gotten like the large whatever.
Yeah.
She goes
Which
over.
at Firehouse Subs, they're comically large.
Yeah. She goes over and she's like, "Oh, Fanta." She's like, she's on the phone. She's like, "Oh, they have Fanta. Peach cobbler Fanta." I'm like, first off, that's kind of crazy in itself.
is weird.
She's like, "I'm going to try that." She sticks the container, the cup underneath there, gets ice. After every time, just know this, every time she got ice, she swished it around.
Gotta cool off the cup.
Got the ice, starts hitting Fanta Peach Cobbler. And as you know, when you do a soda machine, it's like, it looks like it's coming out like spurts of orange, spurts of clear.
Yeah.
And it's just like, alternating
Yeah.
because it's mixing the syrup
Oh, yeah,
and the soda.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, "Oh, that doesn't look right." She's like, "Why is that doing that?" Fills it up. Fills this thing up. She goes, "Let's see how this peach cobbler is. Taste it."
Is she saying this on the phone the whole time?
No, she's like, "Okay." She's like, I'm gonna try this peach cobbler. Let's see how this tastes. She goes, "Oh, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look right." And she's talking on the phone.
Yeah.
She goes, "All right, let's." She tastes it. And she goes, "Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that." Pours the whole thing out.
Yeah.
She goes, "All right, She goes, "I'm gonna try something different." She goes, "Let's see here." She gets her ice, swishes it around, puts it back in there. She starts going through all of them. She's like,
All the different options.
She goes,
Okay.
"Oh, they got Fanta lime.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, they got cherry. Hold on, they have. It says here they got Pepsi vanilla. Hey, hold on, they have Pepsi orange." She goes, "What do you think I should do? Yeah, okay, all right. So you want me to mix this, and then mix? Okay, hold on, I'm mixing. Okay,
she's
all
doing
right."
the custom request.
She goes, "Okay, hold on, let me taste it." "Nah, I don't know. I don't think you'll like that. I don't think you'll like that." Pours it out. More ice. Switches it around.
All right.
She
This
goes,
isn't where I thought it was going, by the way.
She must have went through 4 different, maybe 5 different combination variations to the point I'm standing there. I'm just
No.
standing with my arms crossed, and every once in a while I'm looking around to the people that are in there, and they see me waiting.
Is there anyone else in line with you, or is it just
No,
you?
it's just me.
Okay.
But she's literally on the phone. She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna try Powerade lime and mix it with Coke Zero. I don't know, whatever." She's literally describing. She goes, "What, you think that'll be good? You think that'll be good?" And she tastes it and then pours it out.
See that you're right. I can't.
This
do that.
was insane.
Yeah, that
insane.
So let me say this. So first off, one of our listeners, Brooke, says she's done that before, and I'm like, you're an awful human being.
So eventually, she's on the phone. She turns around and sees me. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't know you were there." I go, "You do you, because at that point my food wasn't ready."
Oh, okay.
Right at that
Okay.
point, and I wanted to see how far this would
Yeah,
go.
okay.
At this point, I'm in the mindset. I just want to see where this ends.
Good
She
perverse
goes, "Go ahead,
little,
get what you
interaction.
want. Get what you want." I just get my Dr. Pepper. That was all I wanted. I sit down with a great view so I could watch this happen.
And she continues.
She stayed and went back and was on the phone. I don't know what she ended up with.
Oh, man.
But this lady went through at least 5 different mixes. And when I say she filled it up, it wasn't like fill it up a little, taste it, and then oh, that's good. I'm gonna. She went the whole right and
That's just
dumped
wasting,
the whole thing in
wasting so much syrup. See, I thought you were gonna go where she was doing like one of those suicide drinks, but obviously it takes a long time. Where it's like, oh, let me get like 2 squirts of this and 2 squirts of that, and switch over that. When you do something like that, that one I was like, well, too bad I got there first or whatever. Now, if you don't know what you want, yes, what you do is you step aside and you say, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. This is gonna be a bit.
This lady was like Dr. Frankenstein trying to figure out the perfect mix, and I was just I just wanted to see where it went.
You got a
man.
counterpoint. Why have so many options if you can't try them all? I don't think the issue is to try them. I think you try them to your heart's content as long as someone isn't
But I
behind you
think we can agree
waiting.
she shouldn't fill it up all the way
Yeah,
and then pour
that
it
was
out. That's
absurd.
a waste.
Especially because you're wasting a lot of time doing that.
And like, you know the little thing that catches like the drink and it goes down a drain?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
There was so much ice down in there. Like when I put my cup in, I had to like shimmy it around the ice and like knock the ice around so I could like sit my cup on there.
Here's what I hate is sometimes you get those machines, even the freestyle ones.
But
and
she was But she was doing this for someone on the phone. She was like, someone was literally saying, "Why don't you try mixing this?" And she goes, "Oh no, they don't have that. Oh, they don't have this." And like this person on the other line was literally describing what they wanted.
Listen, what if it was like a DoorDash or a Grubhub kind of ordeal? And I'm like, that's customer service,
and
right
she was
there.
tasting it out of the same glass, out of the same
okay,
cup.
yeah, probably not. The one thing I hate about these sort of machines is when you put the ice in there. So you'll push the lever to get ice, and then you push your cup or you pull your cup back to stop the ice, and the ice machine's like, no, I'm going to give you a few more cubes.
It's like have you ever seen the video of like an iceberg like breaking apart?
Yep.
Like that's you stop hitting the ice button and then it just continues to
And
crash.
I don't get it. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I only want this amount of ice. And the ice machine's like, I don't think you want that much ice.
There should be a button that just says small, medium, and large that when you hit it, it knows exactly how much ice to give you.
Technically, McDonald's does that. Like in the drive. Have you ever seen the McDonald's drive-through cup machine?
Mm-mm.
It's a giant contraption. All they do, it's like, oh, medium Coke. They literally hit Coke, medium. It will pull the medium cup, bring it down, fill it with the precise amount of ice, shift it over, fill it with the precise amount of Coke, and top it off. And it is a thing of beauty, my friend.
Okay. I like that. That's
yeah.
good.
If you're ever in a McDonald's drive-through line, just like peer in the window and you'll see that crazy contraption.
If I had said something, would I have been in the right?
It depends how you would have said it. If you would have been like, oh, come on, you know what I mean?
If
Like,
I was
if you
like,
would have
ma'am, do you
complained
mind?
Yes, I think that would have been a jerk. Now, you could have been like, hey, I know you're tasting it. Do you mind if I just quickly get my Dr. Pepper? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you're asking permission.
But if I went, that's a no.
Or if you would have been like, listen, I just want you to do better next time. Throwback.
Okay, all right. So I think we have enough time for the other story.
Oh, I don't know. We have a commercial break to go to. Yeah, of course. Just say your thing.
So I went to the new pub.
I'm so jealous.
Downtown.
I want to go to that.
I have video I could show it to you.
And for those of you who don't know,
it's a bar downtown that you can bring your dogs, and the
full liquor bar, not just one of those breweries or whatever.
And it's got all grass, like turf on the inside. It's got booths, it's got high tops, it's got the bar, all of that, and they charge you an entrance fee to get in.
Yeah.
You could do a monthly membership or a yearly membership. It would have been great.
Keeps out the riffraff.
It would have been great if they were open when I had lived downtown, because I would have taken them. It would have been
fantastic.
So I decided to go, and I bring Livingston. We check in. They want to know all the information about Livingston. Get his vaccinations. The weight of the dog. His name, all that. And I ask questions like, "Hey, do I need to have a collar? What are the rules?" And they tell me all that stuff. I go in, and Livingston is having a great time. Mm-hmm. He's playing. There's probably like 8 dogs in there, varying sizes, big dogs. There's 2 huskies, small dogs. He's running around having a great time. He's peeing on this, peeing on that. That's totally fine because they hose everything down.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's no different than a dog park. You're just drinking at it.
And also, it doesn't smell like pee. It doesn't smell like poop in there. They are on it.
Does it have that stale Bart smell?
No, I didn't notice any type of smell.
That's awesome.
So I had drinks there with someone while I was there, and we were sitting at the bar. She and I were just talking, chatting, watching Livingston go around, playing with dogs. Everyone is commenting how great of a dog he's, like, oh, he's so playful, you know, whatever. Some lady comes in, maybe 20 minutes after we've been there. She's got a boxer. brings him in on the leash still.
Okay.
All the dogs crowd around because they want to meet the new dog,
Yeah, of
sniff the new
course.
dog.
Sniff City.
The thing is like, I always believe that you when you're in that middle area before you let the dog in, you take the dog off the collar so that when he gets in, your dog's off the collar.
And he doesn't run the other way to,
Right.
get out.
She brings the dog in on the leash still, and immediately this dog was just nasty.
Oh, no.
Nasty.
No.
And started getting into it with Livingston, and to the point where we had to break them up.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like, let me put him on the leash. She took her dog to the other end of the bar and kind of like posted up at a high top. Meanwhile, Livingston the whole time is like staring this other dog down, wants to play.
Yeah.
And I know that if I let Livingston off the leash, he's going to immediately go to this dog, and that dog's going to get angry and aggressive at Livingston. So I'm there. We're like there for another 10 minutes, and I'm like, I can't take Livingston off the leash and she can't take her dog off the leash, and she's like at the very other end by herself.
See, that makes it weird because I want to judge her and just be like, sorry, you can't come in. Your dog's too
that's
aggressive.
the thing.
But
like,
then but then who
everyone
knows? It could have
there-
been a one-time thing.
Everyone there had kind of commented that that Livingston was doing great.
Yeah.
That the whole dynamic was great until this other dog came in. And
Can you just tell Livingston, don't go to that other dog?
No, I can't. There's no way. If I let him off the leash at all, he's going to immediately go for that dog.
Well, maybe you
And
should,
so then,
get him to go to the good dogs.
we try again. I'm like, hey, do
He
you want to
likes the
try?
bad
Do you want to
boys.
try? Do you want to try and let them sniff each other again on the
Yeah.
leash? And so we do that. Maybe like 10 seconds are going by, and they're like face to face sniffing, and then eventually,
He snaps. The other dog snaps.
yeah, all hell breaks loose again. So at that point, I'm like, if she's not going to leave, then we're just going to leave because there's no reason for me to keep Livingston here just on
Yeah,
the leash. He
all
wants to
tied
run
up.
around and play. And I'm like, let's just finish our drink and then leave. But yeah, I mean, it's like if you know your dog is like that,
But
and if you know your dog is keeping other dogs from playing, just leave.
But here's the thing. I don't think she does. I guarantee it's one of those, oh, he normally doesn't do this, or he's such a sweet baby. You know what I mean? I guarantee she's oblivious.
Then why
to her
bring your
dog.
dog in on the leash?
Because I guarantee she's oblivious. So he's like, no, he's great on the leash. And when he goes loose, it's the other dogs. I guarantee you're dealing with selfish people, Matt. You're dealing with
like when
selfish
she came in,
people
because
who
again,
are
there's
completely...
like there's the check-in area,
Yeah.
and then you go into the middle area
No,
where
I
you
get
close both
it.
ends.
I get
and
it.
then you go in. But when you came in with your dog on the leash, that tells me you think that there's a potential
No.
for your dog to be to
Because
get
if
aggressive.
you're a selfish person, you used to be like, no, those other dogs, I can't trust them. So I need to keep my dog on a leash or else those dogs are going to hurt
well,
my
yeah,
dog.
I mean, I get what you're
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Like, that's going
Right.
to be her mentality if she's not seeing that.
So, look, here's the thing. Love the place, and we'll definitely be going back. Okay, it's a great spot. I would consider getting a membership, but
Oh, I totally am.
it's so unfortunate because I wanted him to run around a little bit more,
No,
get some energy out, and he was loving it. It was like it messed up the entire pack.
You got someone challenging. Brooke says, does anyone think we aren't getting the full story? I think trying to put it on you, my friend, that Livingston might have been the aggressor in this instance.
She has a beef with Livingston. Let me say that right now.
Oh, boy.
She's the one that was with me.
Oh, Alf.
So she went with me. Look, she can come in if she wants to come in and give her version of the story. Always invited on the show.
You know, Brooke may be pointing out that Livingston ain't as innocent as he seems.
She doesn't like Livingston because Livingston once scratched her face.
And you wonder if
Playing.
Then you wonder who's the aggressor in this situation.
Right.
You just indicted your dog like out severely. And Glenn is like, maybe you didn't notice any bad smells because you were just drunk off your mind. Just the liquor probably
I had
helped.
one beer. Glenn, bring your dog down, man. We'll meet up. We'll have a beer at
And
Pup's Pub.
so this I can't slander. I'm not gonna stand for it. It says Livingston was rabid. I don't know about that.
I have video I could pull up and post that will show you that he was being a good boy.
All right. Until we figure out the dog drama, we do need to move along to everything that's been happening in the news since our last show. It is our amazing news segment called What's Going On?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on?
What's going on? Brought to you by our amazing sponsors, Jennifer and Ashley over at Her Majesty Services, as well as Amber at Classic Man Cuts, classicmancuts.com. And we talked about it before. Please consider donating or swinging by and getting some gift cards for Amber. She will be out of commission for a couple of months dealing with a cancer treatment, but we definitely want to make sure that she's safe. And of course, declassifiedcosmetics.com with their line out of the spooky and mysterious. So, Matt, we talked about some vanity license plates before and about how, there was some lulls license plates that are out there. Well, a federal judge in Dover, Delaware, refused to dismiss a lawsuit that is going on in Delaware government, who recalled a vanity license plate because they considered it profanity. However, the person is saying it's like, no, I received this. You issued it to me, and it does.
They didn't request it.
No, they did. They
Okay.
specifically requested it. Not only did you do it to me, it's violating the First Amendment rights. And if you look at the context of it, it's actually not vulgar. It's not like
I want to know what it is.
It's not like warm titties.
Don't leave us in suspense, Kenny. What's the
license plate
read?
F cancer. So someone who is obviously affected by cancer in their lives, and almost appropriate for what we're talking about.
I would think that a governor would step in and say, you know what, let him keep it. Let him keep it.
And again, because their whole thing was the argument of the lady who has the plate goes, it's not like I did F asterisk CK cancer.
Yeah.
It's literally the letter F.
Yeah, there's nothing
and the word
vulgar
cancer,
about it.
and it's one word. There's not even a space. It is FCANCER. Now the state is saying, well, F is an abbreviation for the F word.
So you can't use F at all?
So, and again, that's why they're in court now. It has gone to a federal judge, and the federal judge, they sought a dismissal because they're just like, hey, like this should be.
You know what's
clear as day.
crazy is like, and I've experienced this, is governments will spend tens of thousands of dollars fighting something stupid like this over something that's so meaningless.
Yep.
And like,
Now,
and it's like our tax money goes to it. Mm-hmm. For something so stupid.
So here's the thing. Like, obviously, apparently the governor of Delaware has gotten involved with these sort of cases before. So she's wondering, it's like, I'd be disappointed if Governor Carney was not willing to at least consider stepping in, especially given his work with the Delaware Cancer Consortium. So it's putting a little pressure on there. So yeah, we'll be following that to see if
I
F
looked
cancer
up the other day,
ends up going out.
Just playing around with the Florida website where you could put in license plate.
Yeah.
They do have a license plate that I would consider getting.
Okay.
And it's just, nah, fam. NAH,
I like it.
fam.
And no one has it?
No one has it. And there's also NA, fam. Nah,
Okay.
fam. What would you do with the H or no H?
H. Because
Nah,
otherwise
fam.
it's like, nah, fam.
North America, fam.
Yeah, exactly. So we've tried the space flavored Coke. Mm-hmm. We've had that.
Which tastes like cotton candy for those who have not listened to that episode.
Correct. And then Coca-Cola also did a partnership with the DJ Marshmallow. We never tasted it, but they had a pixel flavored Coke. It was in that white can, and it was pixel flavored. But they're coming out with their fourth and final one of this year. They didn't say that they're going to end it, but it will be Dream flavored.
I bet you it would be great to get like all of them and just save them as like collector's items.
I'm sure, but it's going to be called Dream World, and it's going to be so they had Bite.
So here's the funny thing. It's all conspiracy theory hat. Let me put my tinfoil hat on. If you drink all four of these in the right order,
I like it. You'll get the recipe for Coke that's guarded behind that vault.
You either die instantly. In the wrong order, you die instantly. Right order, it's like the boys. You become a superhero.
I was gonna say in the right order, you get the code to the vault where the recipes.
No, it's something that you got to do something. It does something to your body.
No, you have to do something that's Coca-Cola specific.
If you drink it, how are they going to know that you did it in the right
point.
order? In the right order.
That's the point.
No, you drink it in the correct order, and like you no longer age.
Anyway, Dream flavored Coca-Cola. So we gotta find to see if there's a Pixel one out there, the marshmallow one, and
I would love to try that.
They still have the.
We
space
need to reach
flavored.
out to our friend Jennifer, who just happens to find all the cool shit.
And she's probably listening right now.
Find, please, and I already owe you one for a very nice favor she did for me. I owe you two. if you find us the pixie
Okay.
flavored.
Well, we need all four to do a taste test. We've had the space flavored one is still being sold. That's the crazy part. I've seen the marshmallow and the
Is the
Pixel
nitro one in part of that?
That's Pepsi.
That's Pepsi. Okay. Like I said, not part of it.
And you were even saying Pepsi as an option in the Coca-Cola Freestyle during your little Firehouse sub story.
Whatever,
so
man.
that was annoying.
I was so flabbergasted and I couldn't even use my words, man.
Here's our final news story. For the right amount of money, would you ever eat cat food? And I'm not talking about the dry kibble. I'm talking about like the wet cat food
Yeah,
that
that's
comes
fine.
in the
I'd probably
tins.
do that.
Well, what if it was part of a gourmet meal?
Like at a restaurant, they're like, this is your pre-entree meal.
Well, it seems that Fancy Feast is coming out with the opening of Gatto Blanco, White Cat, by Fancy Feast. It's a limited time Italian style restaurant and culinary experience in New York City that will feature Fancy Feast in some of its recipes. Now, for those of you who are freaking out, by law in the U.S., any sort of food for dogs or cats must be human grade. So it must be available for human consumption and not cause them harm.
Right, in case a kid gets to it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and not just that, but obviously for the treatment of the animal. So technically, anyone can eat cat food, and it's totally fine for them. Now, it may not taste good, but this restaurant is saying that it's going to be a Michelin star Italian chef who will be a part of this pop-up restaurant to create some Fancy Feast for human dishes.
I hope that there's a line out the door for this, and it's all disgusting. I hope that there's like foodies writing blogs about it afterwards, that this was just a big old scam, because then people will be like, yeah, it's fucking cat food. What did you expect?
I'm telling you right now, this Brooke character is going to be crazy. She goes, yeah, I've tasted it for free. Just wanted to see what it was like. And I'm like, nah, fam. I'm wondering if, but yeah, it's going to be in the West Village in the Meatpacking District of New York City. It's going to be open only for a couple of days. There's reservations, but 16 lucky cat lovers will enjoy a tasting menu that will be Fancy Feast prevalent. Here's the thing. It's a Michelin star chef. I guarantee if no one told you at all that Fancy Feast was in there, you'd probably be like, this is one of the best Italian dinners I've had in my life.
The thing is with cat food, it's got that smell, and it's hard to describe, but you know that
But if
smell.
you have a good Italian chef that's able to come up with a sauce that can cover it up. Because remember,
I don't know,
it's not
man.
going to be like a pile of spaghetti with just cat food sitting on top. I think it's going to be a little more refined than that. Sprinkle of cheese.
Let's see what the blogs say when it's done.
We'll check it out. And that's what's going on. And of course, we always transition from what's going on to our moof of the week.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You little stupid and whoa.
I want to say move for the week.
You little dumb and whoa.
All right. So, Matt, you and I have had exes in our lifetime. Any exes that you've ever wanted to like seek revenge on? Like anyone did you dirty, and you're like, I want to revenge. And I'm not saying like anything harmful, like you murder them.
You
or
must
anything.
know what my hypothetical is.
Oh,
But go ahead.
Well, a North Carolina woman was apparently seeking revenge on her ex-boyfriend. Tried to set his house on fire. Unfortunately, set the wrong house on fire. There were bundles of wood and fire in front of a porch. Deputies found a jug of oil that she says was used to start the fire. A homeowner just woke up and basically saw a burning pieces of wood
My bad.
around a propane tank. The garden hose didn't work to try
So
to...
eye for an eye, they get to set her house on fire. Or his
Listen,
house.
deputies arrested the woman and charged her with felony first-degree arson, assault with a deadly weapon, and larceny. Bond was set at over $100,000.
She's going to jail, but
Yeah.
not for life, though.
But now, the house didn't
Probably
burn
won't get
down completely. Investigators said the home sustained approximately $20,000 in damage. Now, nothing to sneeze at, obviously. That's still a lot of damage, but it's not an unlivable house. They're able to repair it, and I'm sure I don't know how they pay it back.
Probably
out of the
get
rules,
probation.
but that's got to be crazy. Like when you're trying to, and so that's obviously on a large level of burning someone's house. But have you ever done something where it's like, I'm going to try to get back at someone, or even it's just a prank, and you ended up, oops, wrong person?
I think my style of getting back, and I really don't. That's
But, like,
not my. That's
You've
not
never
my,
done it where it's like, you know,
I will do something petty
Oh.
Or, but I don't think I've never destroyed something of someone else's. I mean, look, if anyone is out there that I've wronged, let me know, because I can't remember, anything that I've done as like a revenge move.
And not that you would do that, but even if it was something like, oh, I'm going to put a whoopee cushion in this person's chair, but then like a different person ends up sitting in that chair. And it's like, crap, I was trying to, whoopee cushion this other person. Like even something as harmful as that, has that ever happened?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, it's so tough to think of something like that on the fly.
Okay. Do you think the biggest case of arson was Left Eye from TLC burning down Andre Rison's mansion?
It was probably whoever burned down the Hindenburg.
That's not a house.
But it's still arson nonetheless, I believe.
I think it was a crash. I don't think it was set on fire. I think
it was caught on fire.
No, but I think the Hindenburg crashed.
You don't remember? The humanity.
But I think it was because it crashed, not because it was set on fire.
It was in the air, caught on fire.
But what I'm saying is, it's not like you're saying arson as if someone on board.
Yes.
That's your conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't think that that's what happened.
It just caught on fire by itself?
I'm going to look up what the Hindenburg is. In the meantime, talk to your friend Brooke, because she's saying that it doesn't taste that horrible, Fancy Feast. And this is by itself, is what she's saying. It doesn't taste horrible. By itself.
Again, if she wants to explain herself on the show, do it on the show rather than our comment section, because it would help with our ratings. End of story.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me see how the Hindenburg crashed. How did the
I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint. It was filled with
It was filled with hydrogen.
Hydrogen,
Okay.
which is incredibly flammable.
A broken wire in a gas valve leaked hydrogen into the ventilation shafts, and when the ground crew members, they basically, the fire appeared. So it wasn't set arson. It wasn't
they say it wasn't arson.
Okay.
Let's just put that right there.
All right.
Do you know who stands to gain from the Hindenburg not making its maiden voyage?
Who?
Well, that's who we need to follow money.
It technically
if you can answer that, then we know who caused the fire.
It technically made the voyage. It just didn't land. It didn't complete the voyage. It made the voyage. It made the trip. It got to its destination. It just didn't complete the landing of the destination. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let you and Brooke hash it out. She's like calling you out on the Facebook chat. But all right, we go on to our favorite part of the show, and this one I came up with a theme song. I'll tell you right now, I don't expect you to know. I expect you to know of the song, but I don't expect you to know the song. I know that you know the song exists and that it's popular, but I don't expect you to be like, oh, I totally know what they're parroting. But, just like I did before with Olivia Rodrigo, and every single one of our Moof Troop listeners that has kids loved it, I think this will be a mom and dad exclusive. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the latest Matt's Lonely.
Chances are I don't even know it.
I think you know of it, but here's the latest Matt's Lonely Thoughts theme.
He's a lawyer who's lonely. He's a lawyer who's lonely. It's time for the show. Showtime. He's still unprepared, even though he's alone at night. He's just so lonely, yeah. Bored by his phone, hypotheticals galore. Surfing Reddit for what he can find. What ideas can he steal from? He's had all week to prepare. It's his only segment, all the tough questions on air. Move true, please answer. Our merch you should buy and then wear. We need the money so bad. He's a lawyer who's lonely. He's a lawyer who's lonely. Wonders out loud what Kenny will say. If you present him with fruit, he'll just say no way. Get a free sticker online to proudly display. Hey, he's a lawyer who's lonely. Now here are Matt's Lonely Thoughts.
Can you name at least the movie that this
I saw you pull it up, but I couldn't even.
This song was number one in the country for 5 weeks. 5 weeks.
That's what you just sang.
Very close. But that was We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto, which was #1 in the country, and literally every single child.
I Kanto named that tune.
It is insane how little you don't know about what goes on in the world around you. Just saying.
Why would I know that song?
That you've at least know that it exists. It was nominated for an Oscar. Cardi B rapped along a verse to it. Again, #1 in the country for 5 weeks. Every single GD kid in America was obsessed over it.
Still don't know it. Sorry, but would you skip over move for the week?
Are you not paying attention to the show?
Maybe not. Go anyway.
What's your hypothetical? Wait, why are you talking
Go
to
ahead,
me?
Kenny.
This
Go
is
ahead.
your segment.
Okay.
All right, what's your hypothetical?
So speaking of revenge, let's start here. In the entire world, they have to be alive.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're not talking about fictional characters or people that are dead.
Kurt Cobain.
People that are alive. Who would you say you dislike the most? No, personal dislike.
Okay, so
You don't even have to give me the reason why.
Well, no, but I do, only because if you're talking about the person I dishate the most, where it's like, oh,
Dishate or dislike?
or dislike, where it's like, oh, person dislike, might as well go, oh, Putin because he's a terrible leader, I'm like, eh.
No,
But
someone who's got a personal, there's a personal reason why you
okay,
dislike this.
a personal reason, Billie Jean King.
Okay.
She's a bitch.
Okay. How much? What if there was a service?
Yeah.
They're like bounty hunters, but there was a service. You go online and you post a little bounty.
Okay.
Okay, and say it's whatever you want to pay, right? But the more you put on this bounty,
Okay.
the more likelihood it's going to happen. How much would you pay to have someone sneakily or just when they're out in public go up, film them, and slap this person in the face, and then be like, "You just got, bounty, whatever."
See, you're
how much
talking
would
about-
you pay? How much would you pay for the satisfaction of a video of the person you hate the most just getting slapped in the face?
See, that's the thing. You're talking about violence, and I'm like, nah. As much as I hate Billie Jean King, I wouldn't want her to get physically harmed.
Okay, pied in the face.
Okay, so a pie in the face. So you're talking about wacky.
Plus, we need to be careful because we don't want Facebook to take us.
Yeah, so you're talking about just harmless little pranks.
Yes.
So someone doing your dirty work for you.
Okay. But if there was a service.
Yeah. So if there was a service that did that and they did your dirty work for you, and let's say there was
What would be the way the
Okay.
petty revenge?
Okay, so you're talking about things like, oh, I'm gonna take some rotting fish and put it in their air vents.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Maybe
Or-
there's different tiers. Of
Yeah,
stuff.
or maybe it's like,
They put bread on the car.
Yeah.
So that the birds poop all on the car.
or like the owner of a movie theater, is doing you wrong, so you maybe slip in, an adult movie in the middle of a kids movie.
or someone's in front of you
Yeah.
trying to get a Coke drink.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're just taking for
Yeah.
days. What would you pay to have rotten fish put in the air ducts of Billie Jean King?
I would probably pay, let's see, $10 million because you're literally describing the plot to the movie Dirty Work by
Never
with
seen the
Norm
movie.
Macdonald.
Never seen the movie.
Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang, literally exactly your hypothetical is the plot of the movie.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm glad you brought it up, but I've never seen the movie. How much would you pay? $10 million? Because that's absurd, Kenny.
No, I was just pointing that out because you literally perfectly described the exact movie. And the examples I was giving you that you're agreeing for are exactly what he does in the movie.
Okay, so then that proves you I haven't seen it. I started off with a slap in the face.
Well, that's just insane. So let me say this: if it's going to be something wacky, and granted, okay, so Billie Jean King is a celebrity. Please don't do this. We don't want to get kicked off of Facebook. But let's say it's Matt. Matt does me dirty, and someone was like, "Hey, for the right amount, next time I see Matt, I will film me pieing him in the face. He's going to be in his full suit on his way to court, and I will pie him in the face." That's a hundo.
You'd pay $100.
I'd pay $100 to get that on film. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if they would accept $100 because that is...
it's just not going to be picked up by any, if it's for me, maybe someone locally here, they're like, oh, that's an easy hundo. I know I can get to Matt easily.
Yeah, but if they're going to be like, oh, I'm clearly going to get in trouble or arrested.
No,
or,
it's clearly legal.
Okay, but and you don't know that it's from me. They just are, because that's the thing.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Okay, you choose whether you want them
it
to
would be-
say courtesy of Kenny Sampson.
No, well, okay. So if it's something like that, then you would just come after me to pay for your dry cleaning, and I'm like, I ain't doing that.
or it's anonymous. This anonymous person sends his regards, right? Sends his regards.
Okay,
that's
so
a Game of Thrones reference.
If it's something where it's like destruction of whatever, like if it, again, pie in the face, you're messing up your suit or whatever, that I would do anonymously for 100. I'm trying to think like if it. Okay, here's one.
But like if you pick someone who's a celebrity or someone who's hard to get to, you're gonna have to pay more.
Well,
otherwise, no one's gonna pick up the bounty.
That's true because I'll definitely make it anonymous because I ain't fallen in that social media trap. Now here's a good one. I think a good old pantsing. that one, I totally would say this is courtesy.
Courtesy of Kenny
A
Sampson.
random person comes up and goes, "This is courtesy of Kenny,"
and then, you're like, "What?" By then, it's like it's too late.
"Yeah," and then you're like, "What do you mean?" And then he just pantses you and then runs away.
Like rips your pants off.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying again, a good pantsing where it's around your ankles so you can't run after them. That's a good pantsing.
A good pantsing gets around the belts, aspect of.
Oh, because it's got to be one swift down, just gah.
Almost violently.
Well, I mean, if you're wearing shorts, that's going to be a lot easier. I'll say that. Than if you're wearing like business suits or jeans.
At the beach would be like the best because
you'd be pantsless.
Yeah.
Another one. Now this would.
Okay, so how much would you pay
for good pantsing?
A good pantsing.
That's another hundred right there.
And that includes the video.
With the video and them saying my name. And another good
courtesy
one.
of Kenny.
It would have to be like again at the beach or like at a park or something because obviously on the concrete. I would pay $120, $60 each. Mm-hmm. You're standing talking, someone approaches you, and they say, "Hey, this is courtesy of Kenny." Person number 2 gets on all fours behind you and does a little 2-hand shove, and you're like,
Okay, all right. 120,
$120, but
each.
that's 2 people.
120?
I guess you'd have to have a third person because they have to film it.
Okay, all right. You are standing there with your friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And up comes a rando and just says, "Are you Kenny Sampson?" You're like, "Yes." And you're like, "This is courtesy of Matt."
Yeah.
You get pants before you even know what happens. People, the group that you're around is laughing.
Yeah.
Out comes the other $60 bounty.
It's a double dose. The double dose.
They come up behind and put your shirt over your head.
Ooh. That's not bad.
So now you don't even know. You might as well just end your life there because you're just
that's not bad.
You can't come back from that.
Here's the one. I would probably only do like $40 max for this. Someone just again, you can do this with one hand. So one person, they filming you and they're like, "Are you Matt? This is courtesy of Kenny." Cup a fart in their hand and Hadouken in your face. That's a 40. That's only a 40 spot. Now, if we're talking elaborate,
after eating Fancy Feast.
if we're talking elaborate, I like the ones that like you see on like Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, where it's like they gift wrap or they do the thing where they have the thing where you pour the chemical into the thing of other chemicals and it like shoots up foam and like it expands like crazy.
A beaker.
But it like expands like 100 times the size.
Yeah.
There was one with Jimmy Kimmel's like office where they did like a giant where his entire office ended up filled with foam, and I'm like, ooh, that's a 500 spot right there if you can get video of their reaction.
Have you ever seen the videos on YouTube where the guy he's like an engineer and he will create a box that's like a Sonos sound system box and leave it on his doorstep so that someone will steal it on purpose? Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
And then
that's fake, right?
What?
Those are fake.
No, then the guy lifts it.
Yeah, and then it sprays glitter. Those are all fake.
There's no way it's
Those
fake.
are fake.
Why do you think it's fake?
Have you seen the reactions of the people?
Some of them are great.
Yeah,
like they're
because
pissed
they're
and they throw
actors.
it out. No.
Because they live in Los Angeles. It's Mark Rober, and half of his stuff is fake. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, my friend.
What about the website that you can deliver? You pay, and they send a person a box, and when they open it, it just shoots glitter all over the place.
Ooh, that one's not bad. All right, here's one that I like in terms of the revenge factor. Going back to pantsing. Problem is, you'll get arrested for it. If you're in the middle of court and someone pants you in front of the judge.
No, but the judge is going to say, "Mr. Gunner, what do you expect? This is legal."
This is pants court.
For the record,
This is pants court.
for the record, Mr. Gunter is wearing blue boxers.
Blue
let that be known.
striped boxer briefs, and it looks like he has blue gloves
Hold on.
and blue socks.
Court
Are
is-
you dressed up like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Court is in recess for 5 minutes while Mr. Gunner recomposes himself. He hits the gavel. We're in recess because you got pants in court.
Yeah. Thank you. I was going with the Sonic undie run
I know
joke. Yeah. All right.
What are we gonna do this next February?
Yeah. We've done Sonic. We've done Mario, Luigi. We've done Pokemon. I still say that we could go as Sailor Moon or the Powerpuff Girls.
No.
But Matt refuses to run around in women's
there's
underwear.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but we need 4 people for that, and we struggled to get 4 people because
Well-
one of them got in a car accident and broke her back.
Mm-hmm.
Calling her out like that as if it was her fault. No, I don't mind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but if we get 5 people, I'm calling April O'Neil. I will go as April O'Neil.
At any rate,
All right, guys. Hey,
if you go to pants somebody,
yeah.
at least I don't care if you're going to do it to your family, your friends, your coworkers, but if you're going to do it, please use that as an opportunity to say courtesy of Matt. I don't care who it is. I mean, I don't even know him. Courtesy of Matt.
Alf does not like that idea.
He's ruining our show.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. Oh, how about this? You go to Classic Man Cuts.
This is going to get bad.
You go to Classic Man Cuts, and I'll if you promise to buy a $100 gift card for Amber at Classic Man Cuts or from Amber, I will show up there and pretend like I'm just there, to buy my own gift cards, and then in front of all the clientele at Classic Man Cuts, I'll have you pants me and say, "This is for Amber," and then you pants me.
No. You
in
say
front of everyone.
I pants you, and I say F cancer.
Ooh, and then I take you to court, wrapping it all together. That's how you do it in the biz, folks. All right, guys. Episode 69. We have yet to make a bunch of 69 jokes, other than
That's so beneath us
oh, okay,
and above us.
but talking.
got him. I say good day.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Bro,